You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. All right, well, KiwiSaver and the new contribution rate changed in April 2026. Now, I've got Dave in the house today. We're going to talk about what it means for an average Kiwi and what's yet to come. Hello, Dave.
Morning. So, lots going on out there in the press at the moment with what the government are going to do if they get re-elected with KiwiSaver.
Yeah, so this year from April, a lot of people would have noticed that the KiwiSaver contribution's gone to 3.5.
Yep.
They can revert back to 3% if they wanted to. But did you know 90% of people stayed at 3.5%?
Yeah, that's right. Funny you should say that because I've got that stat right here as well.
How cool is that?
It's incredible, right? So it must be a good stat. But it is amazing how many people don't take that seriously with regards to the difference it can make if you put an extra percent in.
Yeah.
So that percentage rise is going to go with the current legislation. It's going to go up to 4% in 2 years.
Okay.
So that'll be a minimum of 4%, which is great.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are losing a lot of money by not putting in that extra little bit of percent in, which could cost them $20 a week, right? Extra to put an extra percent in, or $20, $30 a week, which can make hundreds of thousands of difference in their retirement.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to throw in a tip here right now for people.
Yeah.
Is if you've got a young person in your life, let's say you've got a kid that's about to start a job, get them to do their KiwiSaver at 10%. Because at that point, it's not that much money that they're earning, they don't know the difference, and they're just used to doing 10% straight off the bat.
Absolutely agree. And what happens is when you do it from the start, like you just said, it comes out of their salary. So they don't see it. They don't go, oh my God, I've now got to put this away for some savings or whatever and I'm losing that. They're just getting what they get. So if they start putting 10% in now, they are really sorting themselves out for their first home really well and obviously for retirement later. But it is, there's a lot of changes coming if National get in. So
right, let's talk about that for a moment.
Yep.
The email came through on the weekend from the National, and then I guess it was all over social media, print, etc. And that excited me. For the first time ever, I got excited for some sort of initiative from the government.
Yep.
So babies.
Yep.
They're going to get $1,200 for each child that's born and enrolled into KiwiSaver, which is awesome because back in the day, that used to be $1,000 contribution.
Correct.
And now it's going to be $1,200.
Yep.
I guess it opens up debate for those that, we don't have the kids. How's that going to benefit us? Da-da-da-da-da. But I mean, I don't take public transport. And if people get discounts on public transport, that doesn't help me either.
It's not a great argument, is it, when people go, well, what does that mean for me? I think what it means for our country is education of young people, right? So they've got that straight away. And one of the biggest issues for KiwiSaver is getting younger people engaged at 16 when they're thinking about work, or 18, and getting them engaged into KiwiSaver to take it seriously and talking to somebody about it. And normally it's mum and dad that hold all that information. But if they've got $1,200 from birth and that's invested correctly, by the age of 15, 16, that's going to be quite a good bit of money.
Do you know how much? Have you done any modelling?
Hold the line, caller. I think, now my thing's gone out. Where are we? I did put something. At 18-year-old earning the minimum wage of just under 50. Oh, no, that's talking about later. I didn't get that tip. I should have done that, shouldn't I? That's poor. But it would like.
But even just the simple math, right? If we just assume, I don't know.
Well, you get 7%. Now, if I was a parent, by the way, and I did this for my son, I would be putting $20 in a week straight into the KiwiSaver as well.
Yeah.
Because it's going to help them into a first home. It's fixed and you can't touch it so that it's already in there and it can't be touched by anybody, but it's going to help them with their first home and their retirement, right? So as a parent, I would be doing $20 a week straight away. It's not that difficult to do that. I know some people struggle and that's fine, but find a way.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have easily at least 20 to 25 to 30 grand
easy
by the time they turn 18.
Yep.
So this is just being conservative on, 7% fees, etc.
Yep.
So this is massive. Now, the other announcement they had was around.
So one of them is that they are going to make it compulsory and look at a total of 12% into KiwiSaver, which means 6 from yourself and 6 from your employer. That's moving a lot more towards the Australian model, which is very robust. They're now putting in, I think companies put in up to, they can
10.
For some up to 10 to 12%, depending on where they live. That's been going a long time and the companies just accept it. It is what it is. So it's gonna be a change for us here, but I think it's a positive one.
Yeah.
Making it compulsory and then pushing that rate up is we've got to look after our retirement. We've got to have people retire in comfort and not struggle.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And, like I deal with a lot of range of clients, right? And often I see clients that churchgoers.
Yeah.
And they find money to put 10% into tithing.
Mm.
And that blows my mind that they wouldn't put that much into their own KiwiSaver.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not that I'm against the tithing, don't get me wrong, but I feel like people should really pay themselves first.
Yeah.
And any book you read, any investment books you read, always talks about pay yourself
100%.
first.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a great philosophy to live by. Pay yourself first, then everybody else you can help. Don't stop helping people, but make sure you can afford to do it and that you're not going to struggle later on in life.
Exactly. And it's that building for the future, not just living for today.
Absolutely. And so, look, this is going to help. There's a lot of people still take what we used to call payment holidays. And so they put the KiwiSaver aside and decide that they want to put money back into their life and world. I'm a little bit cynical with that because it means your employer doesn't have to give you that 3.5%. So I would take that as much as you can.
Yeah, because another initiative they're talking about is about people that on maternity leave, for instance.
Yeah, very positive.
And what happens there.
Correct. So one of the changes they're looking at is to pay mums. So one of the big gender gaps is with KiwiSaver where you could both be at the age of 65 and the females is below because she's had a break from having kids. So the government are looking at making payment to mums while they're on maternity leave, which is great. I think that'll help a lot with making sure that that's still building a retirement fund for mums as well. So that's a real positive move. Another thing that's happening is the retirees, they're saying that employees are still going to have to pay people over the age of 65 or the retirement age. So if they're still working, they're still eligible, which I believe is correct and should happen. They're still eligible to receive KiwiSaver.
Yeah, that always made me wonder, why? Why when they turn 65, you suddenly don't have to look
And if you want them
after
working for you and they're a good worker, why should they be treated differently to people under 65?
Exactly.
So, so look, some real positive changes coming up.
I love that.
If national stay in. Yeah.
Well, the disclaimer here is T's and C's. So it'll be interesting to do this podcast a year later, Dave.
It will be. It'll be very interesting to look at it.
And have a look, how far we've come and what happened then.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, I think as New Zealand, we do need to take collective responsibility for the financial future of our country.
Absolutely.
We're a small enough country to make awesome changes.
Yep, agreed.
But at the same time, I feel like if we do something wrong, it is going to affect the whole country as well.
Yep.
So this is where the future generation needs us to implement things now and not wait.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And we talked about in previous podcasts as well about, will the government super be enough to live off? And is it still going to be there? And this is us taking control of saying, well, actually, let's take control of our own destiny. And if it's still there, then it's a bonus.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. Any other changes that we need to mention?
No, that's
pretty much the main ones.
They're the main ones. Yeah.
No, that's, I guess the question to National from the public has been is where are they going to get all these billions of money towards contributing?
Yeah, and businesses that maybe on this, not struggling, but live day by day might struggle to then pay that extra. But you know what, who knows, there might be some help for that as well. Yeah. So, but I think it is a positive move.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Dave. See you next time. And that's a wrap on That Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.